This episode is sponsored by Loot Crate. All you gamers, listen up. Loot Crate is a subscription service for you. Every month you'll get a dope box with licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. They sent me an awesome box with some sick Titanfall gear, and y'all know how much I have come to love Titanfall. This month's theme is Transform. Loot Crate is filling their crates with exclusive items from Major League Gaming and more things that transform. Plus, did we mention that there's an exclusive shirt included in this month as well? Well, get it now. Usually a Loot Crate is only $13.37 plus shipping and handling for a guarantee of at least $40 worth of gear. Though they are hooking it up all for final level people all over the world, even all of you in the UK, Canada, and Australia. If you go to lootcrate.com/iced and use the offer code ICE at checkout, you'll receive 10% even more off your first box and be entered to win a mega box with over $750 in gamer gear. That's lootcrate.com/ICET. Offer code ICE.
Upon initial contact with Ice-T's music, I had envisioned him to be an ill-mannered and psychologically unstable man with an extremely uneducated and barbaric frame of mind, whose raps displayed nothing but ridiculous jargon, shocking sexual audacity, and repulsive images of the ghetto. However, after further analysis of his music, I can deduce that he is the epitome of anti-disestablishment terrorism, who embodies the entire spectrum of the urban experience and struggle. But to make things more plain and simple to the layman, I find Ice-T to be the dopest, flyest, OG pimp, hustler, gangster player, hardcore motherfucker living today. To be honest, I am totally and completely on his dick.
Welcome to the Ice-T Final Level Podcast, featuring your co-host, Mick Benzo, and your host,
Ice-T.
Hey, what's up out there, everybody? This is Ice-T and Mick Benzo, Final Level Podcast number 12, an even dozen. Told us we wouldn't get past 5, Mick. How you feel about that?
Man, listen, we can't do it no better than number 12. You know what? And today's a good day, though.
Yeah, today's a great day.
You know what today is?
I know the Puerto Rican Day Parade is jumping off.
That's a big day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Puerto Rican Day Parade is one of the biggest parades in New York City. It's a great parade. I used to go, but I would not advise you to go if you married. Don't go.
I used to attend that.
It's a single man's parade because the Puerto Rican girls is putting it down today out there. Yeah.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing and stuff, you know. And I'm happily married, so I'm staying home with my wife. But if you young and you single, go to the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
They
it's
have
cracking.
the finest women.
Yeah, it's going down.
And you know what? They're going to have a great day, man. Y'all enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Big up to all the Latinos.
All the homies. Fat Joe's performing out there.
Yeah,
You know
Joey
what I'm saying?
Cracker be there.
Yeah,
He'll be
Fat
there.
Joe.
Oh, for
and
sure.
and you know, one time I was at the Puerto Rican Day Parade and I'm standing on the sidelines and then Busta Rhymes had a float.
Probably was the Hot 97 float.
All I know is next thing you know, one of the homies grabbed me, pulled me up on the float. Now I'm in the
That
parade.
was
I'm
fun.
waving.
Yeah, that
I had a
was
good time. And you know, it's crazy because it's all New York City. You know what I'm saying? You got the Latin Kings is out there, you know, in force. You know, they're still very effective.
A lot of my
in New
Zulus
York.
are down there. A lot of
The
my Zulus are
is out there.
Latinos. A lot of my Zulus are Latinos. They're out there.
But special piece goes out from the Final Level Podcast. Now, did you know this? Here's a fun fact that there's actually more Puerto Ricans in New York than in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, because land of opportunity, baby. Come on, man. You gotta make it in New York City, man. You know, big dreams, big buildings, everything. It ain't always what it seems, though. You might get fooled if you come from out of town. That's all.
All right, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have really the biggest guest we've ever had here on the Final Level Podcast. He came here, special delivery. I mean, limos lined up. 5 limos showed up. I didn't know which one he was in. He says he uses decoy limos. He had a police roadblocks off the streets. He comes all the way to you from the Boogie Down Bronx, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud to introduce our special guest for the day, Mick Benzo. Mick, you're the guest.
Now that was an intro that I couldn't have paid for. But no, in all honesty, I appreciate it, man. I know I've been your co-host, and like you told me a couple of weeks ago, you said, Mick, being my co-host, and some people know you, some don't. I have to break down who I am, where I really came from, and what I've been doing.
So we decided that most people are familiar with me. A lot of y'all listen to Mick on Sirius Radio, on Zulu Beats. But let's get into Mick Benzo, because Mick Benzo's fan base has doubled. I mean, it's gone from 4 to 8 people, and we want to make sure.
I'll take that.
We want to make sure. No, I love Mick. Let me tell you, I met Mickey Benzo. We'll start it off like this. I got put on in the game by Africa Islam. Africa Islam, known as the Prince of Charm, DJ for the Rock Steady Crew, president of the Zulu Nation. Bambaataa is the king and the Grand Poobah of Zulu Nation, but Islam was second in command. Islam put me on. I was in the Bronx, New York, working on my first album. Mick Benzo came up into the damn room with Busy B,
Chief Rocker,
told us to turn the radio off, turn off the music we was playing, and had Busy B do a concert right in the living room. And I looked at Mickey and I'm like, I need to know this dude. Now, Islam told me Mickey's serious business. Mickey is an OG, one of the founders of the Zulu Nation, and he's a good dude. And me and Mickey became friends. Mickey has held me down my entire career since I've come to New York. But Mick, people hear the term Zulu Nation. Break that down. Well, and your part in it.
Right. Well, 1973, we started an organization called The Organization. That was the name, The Organization, because we were coming off of the streets of being from, I don't call it gangbanging, they were gangs. We call it gangs. Black Spades, Roy Crowns, Peacemakers, things in that effect. And Africa Bambaataa decided that he wanted to play music in our community center, but he wanted not just us to be involved, and he tried to figure out how can we get the other people, because we wanted to do peaceful meetings now. Enough of the violence, enough of the pocket snatchings and the hitting in the heads with the bats, the stabbings. There were no shootings going on, but there was a lot of violence in those days. So in 1973, Universal Zulu Nation formed, and we got groups of other groups that were trying to do things. We played music just to see if we can get this music outside the Bronx, see if we can get people liking Ice-T. But we met Ice-T in 1985, 86. So you got to remember, that's 10 years later down the road. So groups of groups being together, one common goal, be peaceful, unity, love, and having fun. That's what Zulu Nation is. Clean them up, send them to the Nation of Islam. So Africa Bambaataa, the Prince of Charm, which is Africa Islam, the son of Bambaataa, had told us about this young gentleman called Ice-T.
Wait. Don't jump to me yet. Now, what was the Mecca? What was the base place that the Zulu Nation was from?
That was in Bronx River Community Center, right in the community center and Bronx River houses, in the projects of Bronx River. So that's why we always keep saying that we actually birthed the name hip-hop, because there was no name for the music we were playing, because it was a disco era going on in 1973 and in 1974. But Africa Bambaataa coined phrase from two rappers. I'm not going to keep saying their name, but it is Love Bug Starsky and rest in peace Keith Cowboy. They kept saying something like to the hip, the hop, the hip hit, the hop. So Bam said, why don't we call it hip-hop? Because we had break dancers, we call them boing-yoing-yoings. He said, let's call it hip-hop. This way it can put, hip-hop can be break dancing, graffiti, DJing, and MCing. Those are the elements, and then we put education for the fifth element into hip-hop. So 1973, we birthed the Zulu Nation. 1974, we birthed hip-hop, whether people like it or not. What they want to say is they didn't do it. Universal Zulu Nation birthed hip-hop.
Okay, so who were some of the original groups that, everyone is familiar with Rock Steady Crew as being the
you had
the original break dancers.
You had the Rock Steady Crew, you had the Ball Busters, you still had your Furious Five, you had your Cold Crush, you had your Fantastic Five, you had your Love Bug Starskis, you had your DJ Hollywoods, you had your Grand Wizard Theodores, which was the L Brothers. You had your Rest in Peace, the Disco King Mario, that was Chuck City. But everybody was still underneath of what Zulu Nation was doing. It's coming together to bring peace into our neighborhoods. So that actually helped. We didn't have cookouts. We had block parties.
How'd you do the block parties? How would they throw a block party?
Well, someone would have some equipment like a Jazzy J or a Disco King Mario or maybe a Grandmaster Flash or a Kool Herc or Africa Bambaataa. All you had was 2 turntables, and then somebody would have a mixer, and then they would have some speakers that get you a power cord. And on the light post, if you know at the light post in any block in New York City, you see those lights. Go to the bottom. If you open that bottom up, there's a thing you stick your cord in like you're in your house, a power cord. And you get electricity. Bam, and you got a party.
Now being that Zulu Nation really originated from some of the gangs like the Black Spades, from what I understood, y'all had an anti-gang scenario. So it's kind of like, well, we the tough guys, but now it's about peace.
Exactly.
Y'all used to say, come in peace or leave in pieces.
Come in peace or leave in pieces, because we still had that attitude that we would tear your ass up. But Bambaataa kept saying, no, peace, unity, love, and having fun, man. Let's stop the violence on each other. We're talking about blacks. We're talking like Latinos. We're talking about Africans. We're talking about Mexicans. We're all one people, man. We all need to learn how to get along on the same block. Why can't we do that? And it actually worked.
People don't know that hip-hop really crossed into the downtown scene very, very heavy with the disco back in the days when y'all started to play the Roxy. So the white kids had gotten into hip-hop very early.
Very early, yes. Because, like, again, I just told you, there wasn't no name for hip-hop, so we all were playing disco. Let the music play Shannon and, I don't know all the disco people offhand, but all the disco music, every last one of our DJs played. But then somehow or another, we found out if you talked over the record, almost like a poetry or a spoken word, and had it a break side, it would move the crowd more. The crowd would like that.
But early in the game, like, there were a lot, the thing of it is we know it's coming from an urban side, but there was a lot of heavy Caucasian people that got a Madonna.
Madonna used to hang out with us.
Exactly. They
She
don't
used
know.
to hang out with us in Roxy's.
This is what I'm saying. And see, people don't know, but at the birth of hip-hop, Malcolm McLaren was up in there.
Used to be hanging out with us. I mean, how you think Harry Belafonte ended up around us?
Keith Haring.
Listen, these people literally hung out with us personally, like we were friends.
Right. Deborah Harry.
We were friends. Music has no color. And that's where Bambaataa come from being the master of records. Music has no color. So when you play a record that everybody likes, you can't say it's a black record. We played records like, oh, Black Betty, Bam a Lamb, I said it come one time, Bam a Lamb, what the? Oh, that shit is dope.
Right. Give me a little run of what you've done since I met you with Busy B. You became my friend. Not, me and you didn't really just jump into business together. I used to just come out here and hang out with you, and you take me around. But give me a little quick rundown of the artists you've worked with and what you've done in the business.
Let's be honest. My name was Mickey Benzo. You was a group called Rhyme Syndicate. I was Zulu Nation. You gave me a name in 1986 or 87. I can't remember exact year. You say, one thing about you about your money, man. I'm gonna call you Pay Up. and you made
Pay Up Management.
You made Pay Up Management and Pay Up Promotion and gave me my first job. Pay Up Promotion got work through Warner Brothers, Columbia, and Epic through Ice-T and Georgina Hossa. And that's where it started.
And then you ended up with George's Benz.
Right, and then you end up getting me a Benz, but then you watch Lord Finesse at a new music seminar, and you like, I like that guy. And I'm like, I know that guy. And we was able to get Lord Finesse off of Wild Pitch Records, get him signed to Giant, and then it was Rhyme Syndicate / Pay Up Management. That's how I began to get my management together.
And the name Mick Benzo came from Mickey Got a Benz.
Yeah.
He was hustling with us. Yeah. He ended up with a Benz, and we said, now your name is Mick Benzo.
Now, after that, but you knew Busy B, but Biz didn't have a manager. And Busy wanted to be down with Rhyme Syndicate because he wanted to be down with Ice-T. And you're like, you know what, Mick? You rock with Busy. Why don't you just put him on Pay Up Management? I'm I'm like, he wants to be on Rhyme C. Smith. Pay Up Management, Rhyme Syndicate Management. He can be on. So that's how I started getting my break. Lord Finesse, Busy B, and rest in peace, Tony D. I never forget that guy. He was a white producer that could rap, and he was from New Jersey. Rest in peace.
Then you managed for a minute. You managed Raw Breed.
Then I was going to go there. I got Raw Breed. Then I was able to manage Fat Joe and Big Pun and manage the Furious Five. Become the first manager in hip hop to be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Say it again.
The first group. So I'm the first Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
You the first
manager.
in a lot of stuff. And you know what it is, Mick? The people here us get on here and they hear me and you talk crazy back and forth. But I tell them, I said, we couldn't do that unless we was really good friends.
What's funny is you 10 years younger into the rap game, but you gave me damn near 30 years of great experience working with King T because of you, working with Moni Love because of you, working with Everlast because of Rhyme Syndicate, working with Body Count because of Ice-T. I mean, so my roster actually grew, even though I was a World Sports Council member for the Universal Zulu Nation. Getting involved with you, Ice, it gave me an opportunity to do something in the business, not just be on the sideline of watching and saying I'm a part of something. I became that something. You know what I mean? So, I mean, look, I'm on a podcast. I'm on number 12 with Ice-T and Mick Benzo.
That's what we do. That was the one and only Grand Incredible Mick Benzo, and that was our special guest for the day. As pioneers of our industry, what impresses us are others that are also pioneers in their industry and that are changing their landscape for the better. That's why we love working with Squarespace. Squarespace lets you take your website and thus your career into your own hands. They're the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website. Everybody is now able to build their own website thanks to Squarespace. If you can use Facebook, you can create a website on Squarespace. I built Ice-T, FinalLevel.com, and also PBHGear.com on Squarespace, and you should use their service too. Squarespace is easy to use and only $8 a month when you sign up for a year. Start with a free trial at squarespace.com with no credit card required. When you're ready to purchase a plan, get 10% off with the offer code ICE. That's squarespace.com, offer code ICE. All right, the Final Level Podcast, number 12, and this is TV.
You know what I've been checking out on TV, man? And it's real dope.
What?
Sing Your Face Off. Have you saw that?
No.
These are real celebrities dressing up, damn near looking like the talent that they're going to sing their face off. It's called Sing Your
It's
Face
like you're
Off.
an impersonator. And
Yeah, yo, it's dope. It's called Sing Your Face Off. Celebrities singing other celebrity song. It's the best singing song on right now. I'd rather see celebrities singing other celebrity songs because they're not looking to take nobody's job that's out here on these streets
Just
that's trying
having
to
fun.
work.
Yeah. It is having fun. You know what I've been watching now? This is another show. It's a drama. It's called Penny Dreadful. It's a drama, and it takes you back to a lot of the old scary movies they had that came out of London, like Frankenstein and Dracula and all that. But it's done in an old school way where you're going back it's a story they weave between Dr. Frankenstein and Dorian Gray, the guy that never got old. And it's done very, very well and tasteful. I mean, it's a cool play on those old stories. I've been watching it. Me and Coco enjoy it. And that was TV.
In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Okay, this next segment is behind the scenes at SVU. Now, let me talk to all these non-believers. You people that listen to the podcast, you are the believers. But there's a lot of SVU fans that will not listen to this podcast. And I'll be giving away very, very important information. But they won't listen because maybe I'm a little too raunchy on here or whatever. But listen, this is what's going on with SVU. The show ended. We shot the 15th season. We made a decision to come back and shoot 3 episodes.
Why would y'all do that?
We did that so that we could all have the break during July and August, because people have kids, school and stuff like that. This is a personal decision we made to do. Now, I start showing pictures on Twitter about us shooting, and the people that don't listen to the podcast like, oh, y'all back from hiatus already? It was only a week. They just, and I just want to say, you dummy, if you listen to the podcast, I explain this to you exactly what's going on. Oh, look, Law and Order is back. Ice-T, and I'm just like, I just want to say, all the SVU podcast listeners, tweet your friends and tell them exactly what's going on. Say, I said they're shooting three season 16 episodes. Now, here's an update. We're only going to shoot 2 of those. We shot 1. Now we're on the second one. The crew's burnt out. Everybody wants to break. So we're going to shoot those 2. We're going to wrap on June 12th. Will be the last day of SVU shooting. And then SVU will come back to start shooting season 16 somewhere around August 18th. Mm-hmm. These are the facts you're only going to get from Ice-T. As far as the 2 new shows we've shot, it's basically back to good old solving crimes. Danny Pino has gotten himself in a little drama. I'm sure he's going to work his way out of it. We have a new detective in the squad room. I'm not going to tell you his name, but he's in there for a few episodes. Whether he stays around more, I don't know. Remember, I only came to do 4 episodes, and it's been going on now 16 years. So anytime somebody comes on our crew, we never know how long they're going to be there. And that was behind the scenes of SVU. Okay, this is the Final Level Podcast, and this is sports.
Wow.
Miami, San Antonio.
They did the same damn thing last year.
So, Mickey, if you got all these NBA teams, how's it possible that the same 2 teams?
But they just ain't got good enough players to get into the finals. That's all. And I mean you too, Knicks. Y'all are really making me look bad. Y'all making me look bad. I stand up, I raise that orange, I go out there and I fight for y'all.
He got the Knicks jersey
man,
on.
And y'all lose every goddamn year. Y'all got to stop. Miami Heat, they looking for a 3-peat.
I don't know. I mean, the thing of it is when somebody beats your ass like that one year, you don't come back and let it happen again. Now, as we speak, San Antonio is up one game. They're up one game. They're playing today. This is being recorded on Sunday.
Yeah, so they playing, but we don't know what's going to happen. But you're messing with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Michael Jordan. See, I'm going to say Michael Jordan twice because that's what LeBron James is.
Throw a little Shaq in there.
I'm not a LeBron fan. I want y'all to know that. I am Carmelo Anthony fan. But LeBron, goddammit, you're making me like you more and more.
Well, listen, San Antonio ain't having it, and this is going to be a good playoffs this year. Whether they'll be able to 3-peat or not, I think that's the last thing San Antonio wants to let happen.
Yeah, we got to figure this one out, man. Hey, San Antonio, I'm not riding with you, but I'm not riding against you.
Yeah.
Somebody got to win.
I don't really care who wins, but I'm just going to enjoy the game.
One thing they did say about my boy LeBron, though, he wanted some ice cream and said he caught a cramp in his leg. Yeah. And guess what he went? He went in the back, got some ice cream, and said, he felt better.
Didn't you catch a cramp in your leg the other night when you was having sex?
Yeah, that's making love, though. That's making love. That wasn't playing basketball. And
I'm not trying to get in your bedroom because I'm a grown man and we don't talk about things like that, but you brought that up to me the other day.
Yeah.
What happened?
It happened. You get a little older, man. You trying to put it in your put your best behavior
on. Put your best stroke on.
Put your best behavior in, right? And you catch a cramp in the bottom of your motherfucking leg. You felt like somebody bust you, and you couldn't move. You just, and you just stood there.
You thought you were coming?
Nah, I knew I wasn't. My motherfucking leg locked up. Shit, man. I thought I was going to pass out. No more leg cramps, man. And that was sports.
Yo, this is a Final Level Podcast number 12, and this is games.
What's that? You been playing new games?
Man, I haven't played games in a while, honestly, because I need free time. And, the last game we talked about was Titanfall, which I gave a mediocre review, but I ended up liking it and getting really good at the game. And I got to learn not to review these games until I actually get off into them. I just started playing this new game called Watchdogs. And it's kind of like Mick, when you play these games, the games will have, some of them will have a similar feel. This one has the Grand Theft Auto engine, meaning it'll look like Grand Theft Auto, but it'll do different things. You know, that way the company that makes it doesn't have to rebuild the entire game.
Oh, okay.
So it feels like Grand Theft Auto. You could jump in cars, you can steal cars and stuff, but this is about a computer hacker, and he has this thing and he profiles people, and then he uses, like when you're in a car chasing you, you hit a button and you can hack the stoplight so that the car behind you will run into a crash. This game takes a minute to get used to, and I started out the game and I was not liking it. I was like, come on, man, really? About 3 days into it, now I'm starting to get the swing of it. I just broke out of jail. I'm very early in the game, but I figured out how to follow missions. I figured out how to use the map. It's an interesting game. It's not exciting. See, most people are Halo fans or Call of Duty fans. They want to run and gun. They want to shoot.
So
they want
game
violence.
would be the game to play.
No, these are more like games where you go on journeys and missions and you solve things. They're not action packed like Gears of War. It's a more slow, methodical game. So you even got to do
thinking. This is a thinking game. It's a thinking game then.
Little thinking. So I'm gonna give this right here, this Watch Dogs right now, an 8 because maybe it's just because I haven't mastered it yet. But if you really are into Gears of War and that other stuff, this will bore you to death. It's just slow. It's not that type of a game. Watch Dogs, it's a hacker game, so it might be a little too nerdy for me, but it ain't that bad. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but you're a hacker instead of a homicidal maniac.
Cool.
And that was games. Gamers, drop what you're doing and start subscribing to Loot Crate. Every month you'll get a dope box with licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, and unique one-of-a-kind items and more. This is like getting a dope surprise geek present every month. Previous crates have included swag from Marvel, Nintendo, Blizzard, and many more. As I stated earlier, last month they sent me a box full of Titanfall stuff, and you know I'm loving Titanfall right now, and that's some gangster ass shit, okay? Also, what's really cool is that many loot crates include items that have never been seen before. Again, this month's theme is Transform. These loot crate boxes will feature exclusive items from Major League Gaming and more things that transform right up in your living room, okay? Normally, a loot crate is only $13.37 plus shipping and handling for a guarantee of at least $40 worth of gear. Though, they are hooking up all the Final Level people right now. Go to lootcrate.com/iced and use the offer code ICE at checkout to receive 10% off the first box and be entered in to win the mega box with over $750 of gamer gear. In the past, these mega boxes have included new consoles and collector's editions of games. So as a gamer, we know how much of a hookup that is. That's lootcrate.com/ICET. Offer code ICE. I want to say thanks to Loot Crate for supporting the podcast and keeping it free. As always, I say please support them since they're supporting us.
Well, I want to hit the first news off with...
Let's start off with Maya Angelou.
Yeah, Maya Angelou, man. She passed away a couple of days ago. You know, she was an African-American woman, but she was born as Margaret Johnson, for those who don't know. She was an author, a poet, a dancer, a singer. Maya Angelou published 7 autobiographies, 3 books of essays, and several books of poetry, and was credited for a list of plays. She was born April 4th, 1928, and she moved away May 28th, 2014. I just want to show you how important she really was to everybody.
This is serious. This is a person that was very important, had an incredible life, very motivating, to be a singer, turn herself into a really accredited poet and philanthropist, and a person that went out there and she had a nice bond with hip hop. She loved rap. She wasn't one of those people that's like, okay, well, I'm from this era and I'm against you guys. She worked with lots of people I know personally in hip hop, and she will be missed. She had an incredible life.
I just want to let y'all know aware that she was that much more important to even the world, because the former President Bill Clinton actually came out to her memorial. The First Lady, Michelle Obama, came to her memorial service, and Oprah Winfrey. That's just to name a few people. That's how important and that's how big she will be missed to the world.
If you don't know about her, this is somebody that we recommend you go and do a little research on. This is a very important person. And nowadays you don't use the word important anymore. People aren't important. When you ask people about, well, who's a leader or who's saying something, the word, it's few and far between. But Maya Angelou was somebody who really did make change.
She made a difference.
Yeah, we want to give serious respect out to her. Now, the other news that just happened this weekend is terrible. And one of my very, very good friends, Tracy Morgan, me and him actually share the exact same initials and the exact same first name, was in a terrible car accident. He was in a Sprinter van. That's one of these customized vans that...
It's a Mercedes Sprinter.
Yeah, that they put seats in. It's like an extended limo van. And he's actually out on the road touring, doing stand-up. And somehow or another, a semi rear-ended the van that they were in, causing a 6-car pileup. And as we speak, Tracy is still in critical condition.
Yeah, I'm wishing for a speedy recovery on that one, man. And let me give you a little background about Tracy Morgan. To be honest, Tracy Morgan's from the Bronx, New York.
Absolutely.
I met Tracy Morgan on or around 1986. Kevin and Andre Brown used to teach me martial arts in Bronx River Community Center. They actually moved down to 125th Street and 5th Avenue, and by day, they used to teach martial arts. But Kevin and Andre had a dream to do something real different and bring comedy to Harlem. And not being funny, but he wanted to see black comedians have a place to go. And Tracy Morgan was one of the top guys there. Him and another gentleman by the name of Flex Alexander.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So as you see Tracy Morgan, you didn't realize he actually got his start, excuse me, he actually got his start right in Harlem, man. And he started doing stand-up comedy. He went from stand-up comedy doing improv, meaning there was no scripts for him to do. He just winged things. They used to call him Biscuit. Then he went to Martin Lawrence, played the Hustle Man.
Absolutely.
He did the Hustle. Then he did Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live was big.
Oh
That's when the
God.
world, when you make it to Saturday Night Live, that's mainstream television. That's Lorne Michaels and stuff.
Yeah, but once he hit that Saturday Night Live, he did that 30 Rock.
Boom.
And boy, it was over. And one thing I did realize about Tracy Morgan, he cared about the people that he grew up around. He even kept a gentleman by the name of Kevin Brown with him, even on the show 30 Rock, because he's that kind of person where he loves to give back to people.
Tracy's a beautiful dude. He's a very cool person. Me and him became really good friends. I mean, I used to go out clubbing with Tracy. Tracy would come up out his shirt in the club. He had big old gut at the time.
Big fat
he
guy.
didn't care.
Man,
He was just crazy.
It was all
like
about
that.
fun.
So this seriously messed up my weekend. I was tweeting about it. Of course, you always get some idiots out there that talk crazy.
We're not even gonna.
We'll talk about that
exactly.
in another part of the
because they're
segment.
not that important to be in this conversation.
Yeah, but God bless Tracy. We hope a good recovery. Whenever you're in critical condition, that's not good because you can come out of critical paralyzed.
Well,
you can come out of
in a critical position.
Yeah. And they told me I would never walk again. But the thing of it is that it's still
it's the will.
yeah, it's still a very serious situation. It's not to be played with. And that's my dude, and we want to make sure he comes up out of this. We got you back here on the podcast, for real. So that was news. A lot of sad news. The death of Maya Angelou and Tracy Morgan's in critical condition as we speak. Send your prayers out.
Tracy Morgan, get well, baby.
That was
get
news.
Well.
Okay, this is called I'm Not a Hater, But I Hate Shit. Mickey, you know what I really hate, man?
What is it this week?
I hate this more than even haters.
Wow.
I hate this more than potholes.
Oh,
I
shit.
hate this more than pretty much anything. I hate racists, man. You know, like the other day, like we were talking about Tracy Morgan, and, I put up some things like God bless him, and there were people that actually tweeted to me, I hope he dies. I hope this nigger dies. One less nigger. This, that, and the third. And, like, people have been, we're all up in arms. Oh, Justin Bieber said this. Justin Bieber said that. I'm not concerned with Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was a young kid. He told
a child at that.
Told a
joke.
Stupid
It was a joke. Exactly.
Told a stupid joke. Okay, so let's hang him by his nuts in the middle of the park or whatever. So, no, a racist is a racist. Mm-hmm. They make it clear to you they don't like you. So yes, there's times where you can be distasteful. You can say a bad joke about a woman or a bad joke about a gay person. This, that. But when you really dislike somebody, it goes past the fucking jokes.
Yes.
It goes into pure hate, and you wish him dead. You wish him, and I just don't get it. I don't get racism, man. I don't get it.
There's some old grumpy people that have a mindset, or even some young ones that grow up and think that this is what they're supposed to continue to move forward on. We need to just take them and put them on a different island.
It's crazy. And, I break it back down. It's like, okay, the way the world is set up, it's almost like a team game they play. And we almost teach racism not even knowing that we teach it because, my school is better than your school. My state, my team, my religion is better than your religion. We have this competitive culture that says, well, I'm from the Bronx. Well, I'm from Brooklyn. Well, I don't like you. So now let's break it down to my skin color. You see, it's easy to pick those teams out. Or your religious preference. You break that down. But then again, now we got to go back to the United States.
Okay.
The United States has racism built into its laws. Like, if you're a black kid and your mother's white, like let's say Barack Obama, you can't put white on your driver's license. If you got a black blood in you, you're black. Yeah. How the fuck does that happen? So that means if me and Coco have a baby, it can't be white? So the laws are even all fucked up to where it kind of promotes this racial bullshit. And it just blows me a fucking way, man. We don't deal, it's like, we live by one law. Everyone around me, I judge a devil by his deeds. I tell people, I'm racist. I don't trust the human race.
There you go.
Let's try that.
There you go.
But when, we deal with everybody in our business, Mick, and you can't just look at somebody and tell who's going to be your friend.
No, you can't. Well, you know what I give racism? The dumb fuck award.
Dumb fuck award. And I've never actually, ran into one face to face, and that's why I know they're cowards, because I've never in my life, with all the hate I get on the internet, and I get tons of it, I have never, listen to this, in my life had a person walk up to me in my face and say some negative shit. Never. In all my time, I have never had one human being walk up to me and say straight to my face, yo, Ice-T, you ain't shit, you a nigger, fuck you. Never.
No.
That just lets you know where they live. And fuck them. And I'm not a hater, but I fucking hate racists. Yo, Final Level Podcast number 12. Ice-T and the world famous Mick Benzo here. And this is the philosophy segment. Success is a one-person operation. Now, I wrote that, and of course, people come back, oh, well, no, you need help, you do this, that, and the third. What I mean by that is no matter how much help you have, no matter what type of support team you have, if you're the one that's trying to be successful, it's going to require you. Say we get a singer. We got a singer. They think they can sing. We got them in the studio. We get the producers. We get the tracks together. We make them sing. Well, let's even say they can't sing. We put a little auto-tune on them and make them sing. What happens when they got to hit that stage? Who's on that stage? Are we?
No, we're not. It's going to be just like the television show that was called The Idol Makers.
Right.
Remember, Chaz Ray could not sing. They posted Chaz Ray all up and down New York City. Girls were going wild. He looked so great. When he got on stage, he froze. And they said, this what we were waiting for? Because he had to do the work. Even after you build him up so big, they still got to get up there and put the work in. So again, like you said, success is done by one.
One person. And I tell artists all the time, they like, well, Ice, help me. I said, man, I could get you into the game, but you still got to make the shot. Get out of the way of thinking that the reason you're not winning is because you don't have the help or all these other people around you that you think that's why those people are successful. I'm good friends with big stars, like somebody like Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes, you see Busta, he got an entourage. There's people. Soulja, who works with Coco, works with Bus. But let me tell you, who's the first person in the studio? Bus. Who's the last person in the studio? Bus. And when he's on stage, it's him. He has to be the star. There's no way around it. There's no tricky way of accomplishing success. Let's get away from show business. If you want to be a business person, if you want to own a restaurant, you can't open up a restaurant. You're going to have to be there every day.
Can't just open it and then walk away and say,
you had a restaurant before.
Yeah, and I opened it up and I went on tour and I came back and I didn't have one again. So what now? How did that say? Okay, I'm successful. I got a big old restaurant. It's in Virginia. I'm looking good. I'm on tour. I come back, and oh my goodness, I owe a lot of money. I closed the door. Why? Because again, you leave people to do things for you. If you're not there to do it for yourself and to watch over it, it can fail.
Just like you told me, Ice, let's do the podcast, and I say, yeah, let's do it. And I'm here for one of them. And then
that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. We wouldn't be on number 12. I wouldn't have been on 12 by myself.
You personally have to do it. So the philosophy of this podcast is success might seem like it's a group job. You might think you're on a baseball team, but trip off this. You better be good, or you won't be playing shortstop on the next game. And if you want to be a star, you pretty much better be a star.
Well, you can sum that up by saying your best player that I said lived in Hampton, Virginia. He told the lead that he didn't have to practice. I ain't gonna mention his name. Y'all will figure it out. He said he doesn't have to practice. He doesn't have to practice because he plays that good. The lead says that's not what we do here. We practice in order to be successful.
Bad
so
mistake.
if you think that you're that better, that you don't have to practice here, then you're out of this league. Find somewhere else to play because you gotta be on your job. Your manager can't do it for you. Your agent can't do it for you. Your wife can't do it for you. You have to do it. Remember this here words. I'm that dope. I don't have to practice. Where's he at now?
Yeah,
and I love him.
And shoot, you know what I'm saying? People look at me right now. They like, yo, Ice, you look good, nigga. You 56 years old. You in the gym? Yes, I'm in the gym because I haven't figured a way out there. You can go to the gym and I can get in shape. I wish I could send you to the gym and get me in shape. I just haven't figured out how that works yet. So
I don't think Law and Order would need a 316-pound Ice-T talking about he's Detective somebody.
No, Detective Rollo. And that was philosophy. Now, guys, part of taking your career into your own hands is to take care of the important details yourself. Make sure that every aspect of your business that's available to the public is as flawless as it can be. That's why I'm glad so many of you are signing up for Squarespace sites. Now, Matthew from Vorpal Games emailed us at iceandmick@gmail.com. He created vorpalic.com on Squarespace. And he has a shop, a contact form, upcoming projects, and a Kickstarter embedded on there for his new fantasy board game, Dungeon Crawl. It looks dope. He even used the theme as ice at finallevel.com, and the flyness is simply infectious. We also got an email from Carrie Perriobon from Australia. She built a website for a new plus-size clothing line, Lookbook AW14. She's got a gallery of her work, a bio on her team, a contact form, and a shop for all her website. It's elegant, it's succinct, it says a lot about good working team and what she's doing. If you want to check it out, Harlow Lookbook AW14. That's HARLOWLOOKBOOK AW14.com. Guys, gorgeous websites like these aren't even expensive. Squarespace is only $8 a month when you sign up for a year, and it comes with a free domain name. That's practically nothing for something that will provide you so much value to you and your business. For a free trial with no credit card required, just go to squarespace.com. When you're blown away and ready to confirm a plan, use the offer code ICE to get 10% off. You'll be getting a great deal, and you'll be supporting the podcast, helping to keep it free. That's SQUARESPACE.com, offer code ICE. And don't forget, send your Squarespace sites to us at iceandmick@gmail.com, and we might even talk about your site on the show. That's squarespace.com, offer code ICE. Please support them since they're supporting us. This is Final Level Podcast number 12, and this is June 10th. And Mickey, I got a question I need to ask the podcasters.
I think they're listening.
No.
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 Why?
I got a real question.
We got
No.
fans, though.
No.
We got dedicated fans.
Then why in the fuck are they listening to this podcast and not the goddamn album because it dropped today?
Because what they was waiting for was just to be over so they can play that for the second part of their day.
No, they shouldn't be even listening to the podcast today.
Hey, look, y'all know it's June 10th, right? Y'all know it's June 10th. Are y'all familiar that it's June 10th right now,
there's
right?
No reason.
And you know the Manslaughter album has been released. We gave you 2 sneak previews because we cared about you as our podcast listeners.
You heard it first.
99 Problems and a Bitch Ain't One. Mm-hmm. We gave you Talk Shit, Get Shot, and then we threw a video up and you showed us how much you really loved it. We got over 350,000 views
in 10 days
on YouTube.
Listen, the only excuse for not listening to the podcast is right now you got the damn album playing so loud that you just can't pull yourself away from it. But first, I'd like to really first start off and thank all the people that pre-ordered the album. We got crazy pre-orders. That's a good sign. The record is out today. You can go get it on iTunes. You can go get it all these other places. And we also know some of you clowns are going to pirate the record. So I've even come up with a solution to help us with the pirating. Number one, if you go to bodycountband.com, you can get bundles, which means you can get t-shirts, you can get hats with the actual physical record. This way, you can't pirate my damn t-shirt. Maybe if you got a printer, you can. But this is what I want y'all to do. This is my plan. Buy 2 or 3 of these records. This is why. This will offset the pirating, and also you could take these other 2 albums and give them to somebody. Give one to a sucker.
Okay.
Give one to that dude that doesn't believe Body Count is hot, and just give it to him. Say, here, take this, listen to it, and fuck his head up. And give another one to your dad because it's Father's
Day, y'all. Oh, shit. See? What a gift right on time. And guess what?
The 15th.
Your dad is probably a fan that you don't even know.
Yeah, your father was around when BC came out. Your father hates He don't want to hear no soft ass shit. He wants this BC album more than anything in the world. It's a great gift. So you give one to one of your sucker ass soft friends
give it to him.
that need some balls
For free.
Then you give the other one to your dad.
Wow.
And that'll offset the people that are gonna pirate the goddamn album.
Because they're gonna pirate it anyway, but we asking y'all as our family and friends, because you ain't our fans on this podcast, y'all our family and friends, do us a favor, buy one for a sucker, but make sure you get one for your Father's Day gift.
Yeah, and it's like $9. I mean, really?
Yeah,
$9. That's nothing. That's nothing. I went to McDonald's the other day. It was $13.50.
You went to McDonald's. I went to goddamn White Castle that used to cost 49 cents. Cost me $40, man. It was 49 cents a burger. I left there spending $40, man.
$40. So $9. I mean, really, be serious. It's worth it. I'm telling you, we're getting great response. Now, on Twitter, at Final Level, I am reposting all the fan pics and all the fan videos.
They can actually send it over to iceandmick@gmail.com.
And we'll post it too.
And I'll post it from there too.
We'll post it too. We'll post
IceandMick. That's iceandmick@gmail.com.
Now listen to this. If you are a non-believer, still, I don't believe any of the podcast listeners are non-believers. I believe you guys are 110% in the game. On Friday the 13th, something crazy is going to happen on NBC.
Don't take them to Friday though, Ice man.
Well, no.
In the tri-state area on Thursday.
No. Let's go first big, then we'll come back to the.
But why you want them to check out Friday before they get to Thursday?
Because Friday the 13th, we are going to be on Jimmy Fallon National.
Shit. That's what it is. It's Jimmy. It's Jimmy.
We're going to be on the Tonight Show performing live on Friday the 13th. They don't let metal bands.
Yeah. Not on Friday nights. They put you on like a Tuesday or Monday.
No. We'll be on Jimmy Fallon, The Tonight Show. Now, Jimmy Fallon has been a close friend of mine. Y'all see me on there a lot. Did you realize The Tonight Show, Mickey, has better ratings than the other two late night shows that go up against it combined?
Wow. Jimmy.
More viewers. So watch us there Friday night. Jimmy's a really cool dude. We're also going to do later on, we'll be on Conan. We're going to be on some other shows too, but Jimmy's the first one. But we're doing something locally in New York. Break that down.
Well, the reason we're going to do something locally in New York City on Thursday, June 12th, because Ice lives in New York, as y'all know, New York, New Jersey. And then people keep asking, yo, Iceberg, I heard about this Body Count album. Are y'all going to do something before y'all go out on that Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Fest for New York? Ice says yes. On Thursday, June 12th, Body Count will be live. It's going to be the Manslaughter album release show right at Gramercy Theater with Madball.
And Wisdom and Chain.
Wisdom and Chain at the Gramercy Theater in Midtown at 127 East 23rd Street. I want y'all to remember this here. Thursday, June 12th, Body Count, Manslaughter album release show.
And this will be a full concert. See, when we go out on the actual Mayhem Fest, we'll be doing like a short set. We'll be playing like 35 minutes because it's a festival.
Now, we're giving them an hour here.
No, we might do an hour and 20. We're going to do a full, headlining show. We're going to do Mama's Gotta Die tonight. We'll do 4 or 5 off the new album. We're going to go in.
With special guests like Madball? I heard about this group.
Madball's not a game.
I heard about this group.
So I mean, this is one of those shows where you go out there and you might get served by your opening acts. We gonna be on point that night, but when Body Count comes on, it's gonna get real dark and it's gonna get real evil.
Bitch in the pit.
There's gonna be a lot of girls there in the pit. They telling me right now, they like, I will be there. I will be in my Doc Martens stomping the floor. So that's the 12th.
The June 12th.
And then we bounce over to the Mayhem Fest, the Rockstar Energy Mayhem Fest. That's a whole nother story. Now, as far as the podcast go, we will be doing the podcast
on the tour. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're going to make sure y'all going to get y'all every 2 week anti-dose of this shit we got.
That was music. Hopefully, you're listening to the Body Count album today. And that was music. Hey, what's up? This Ice-T. You on the podcast. Who's this?
Hey, it's Kiermaier from Vancouver.
How you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm doing good. We're gonna celebrate my dad's birthday today, so I thought I'd tell you that you put me onto your stuff when I was a baby, basically.
Thank you, man. So you got any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, I got a question. I'm a game developer, and I'm also a huge hip hop fan. And you're kind of a person who bridges the worlds in a way with your work in video games. And I was just wondering what you think, if you think that's gonna become greater in the future.
I mean, the beauty of video games is you need music. And, a lot of the video games have background music, especially, I just got finished playing. I'm playing a game right now called Watchdogs. And in the cars, they have music and background. I mean, I think it's a natural bond. I think it's natural. The only thing is the video game business is so expensive. It's very, very difficult for small developers to get into it. It's not like, it's easier to make your own movie than to make a video game, So it's still a reach, and I've been in a lot of video games, but, they'll pay you, but they'll pay you a flat rate. They're not going to give you a piece of the action. So, it's still a big gap between video games and the average person being able to be involved in them. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on a small game right now called Darkest Dungeon, where it's just the four of us working off savings. Mm-hmm. And with things like Kickstarter, it has become easier, but it'd definitely be hard to get a bigger name to do music for your game.
Yeah, but I think it's a natural thing. And also now you can get music on the consoles. People are listening to music on the consoles. They're selling records. A lot of times, like I got my home stereo is set up for surround. So when I really want to play a good CD, I'll play it in my video console. It's connected better to my system. So I think it's a natural thing. And I think the whole theory of gamers being some type of weird, strange nerds, that's playing out because pro athletes play games. I tell people I've never been in a dope house that didn't have a goddamn video game system. So you can't tell me that only nerds play video games. That's crazy.
Cool. Well, thanks for taking my question, and I'll enjoy listening to the podcast when it comes up.
Hello, this is Ice-T and Mick Benzo. You're on the podcast. Who is this?
This is J Real, the realest, man, unsigned independent artist out of South Central Los Angeles.
Oh, shit, the homie. What's up? What part of South Central? What school you went to?
Man, I went to a few schools. I went to Morningside, man. I went to Crenshaw High. I went to Project Hope, man, which is the continuation.
Okay.
I was raised in foster homes and group homes, so I moved around a lot. The last one I was in was the Chesley group home off of Slauson and Chesley, where I attended Crenshaw High School.
Right.
Until unfortunately I was shot and had to be expelled from the district.
You already know I went to Crenshaw High School, so that's my hood, so that's what's up.
I know.
That's the thing.
Trust me, I know. As an indie artist, we all know without a major budget and major backing, it's kind of difficult to get to that spot where you can be comfortable enough with your music to feed your family. But what advice would you have for a young artist like myself who's trying to break through and not really all the BS of the mainstream, but just getting a comfortable spot where I can feed my children?
I mean, it's just difficult because, trying to find that balance of not giving that commercial shit that I hate and I know it sucks and doing something heavy. I'm tight with people like Immortal Technique. It's kind of like you just got to find that circuit where those guys are touring and possibly just get out on the road. The way a lot of real underground artists get known is they have to just go out there and hit that pavement and go out there and hit those shows and perform a lot and go hand to hand with the records. I'm from LA, and LA never played my records on the radio. I never got on K-Day, and they act like they play me now, but when I was coming, they wouldn't play my shit. They wouldn't play me. I would get played in other cities, like other places, and you'll find out being a real LA South Central nigga means more outside of LA. Like if you go to the Bay, they'll respect you more than LA niggas. It's weird, but it's like sometimes you just got to take it on the road. Right now, man, the record business is difficult. We're dropping a record right now. We know most of the people will pirate it. I come from the days when I used to ship 500,000 records. If you could sell 80,000 records now, it's a success. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I can't really answer that, homie. All I can really say is maybe try to get with some of them cats and get out and just do some shows, man, and gig like that, and go hand to hand with the records, you know, until, you know, you might get that break. I got to go to question 2. What's the second question?
What would you give a young black man advice in as far as participating within the struggle of bringing our past and our history to the forefront, to the eyes of our future?
I think the best thing for you to do is step up and be a leader. Don't get in anybody else's program. Create your own curriculum and go out there and speak, because it's unfortunate now that, like, when they say black leaders, they go to us rappers. And like, I'm a rapper. I'm not necessarily setting out to be a leader. But when you ask right now who's a black leader, people start scratching their heads. You know, they don't really know. So I think as an MC and somebody who is very conscious, don't be afraid to be a leader. Just step out, you know, because my attitude is philosophy is all the knowledge that you have, cross with your experiences. So you read the books and then you apply that to how people have treated you in your life. Like, people get at me and they go, well, damn, you black, but you seem to have a lot of, you into connecting the white and this. I'm like, I'm into connecting anybody that's trying to help, man. I'm not even into that. I'm not on no racial shit. I'm just like, I happen to be black. I come from the black community, but anybody who wants to assist us, I'm down with. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just as many black people in our own community that's holding us back. While you got other people from, you know, other communities, other races that are willing to help. So you got to get your own curriculum in the way you decide you want to step up to the forefront. And honestly, you might become a young black leader before you become a young black MC.
I've been through my little past, and I didn't graduate high school or whatnot, but I'm determined now at 28 years old to get back in school and go for my master's.
That's beautiful. But thanks for the call. Those were very good questions. Peace, man.
Thanks. I appreciate the time.
Thanks for the support. Yo, this is Ice-T and Mick Benzo. You on the podcast. Who am I talking to?
Yo, what's good, man? It's Decoy from Australia. How you doing?
What? Australia? What time is it?
Yeah, man. Man, it's like it's 4:30 a.m. in the morning, man. But it's worth it. I don't care.
That's what's up. Well, Mick Benzo and Ice is here. You know, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, bro.
Firstly, I just want to say thank you, man, because you're actually the reason that I rap. You don't know this, but you're the reason that I rap. So I just want to say most definitively, thank you, man. All right, man. Well, basically, back in the 80s, you know, another one of my influences as well was Dougie Fresh. And as you know, that he used to tour with Slick Rick a lot. And what I need to ask you is, why do you think there's never been another international rapper? Slick Rick, for example, grew up in London, moved to America. He was the first dude ever to rap with an accent that was not American. Why do you think we don't have any more people on the American airwaves, or better yet, the mainstream airwaves, that rap with different accents? Why do you think that's still so foreign?
I really don't know. I can't really tell you that. You know, Slick Rick had another brother with him that rapped before you heard the show, called Dana Dane. Dana Dane is from Brooklyn, and he picked up that British accent and kind of like was throwing it around. And I think that was just the flavor they had. As far as another accent, I don't know. I signed a group from London called Hijack with the lead rapper was Comanche Sly. He had a very interesting way he rhymed. They've been Puerto Rican rappers. I just don't know. I really can't say. One of the things to break out here is you got to get on the radio, and radio is funny. Let's just say that. Now with satellite radio, have you checked out Chuck D's channel, rapstation.com? They play all...
I actually have, yeah. That dude follows me on Twitter, actually. Yeah, he really supports people with good hip-hop knowledge. But yes, I have, to answer your question.
I'm glad you brought this up because, yeah, rapstation.com is on all day long, and all they play is records you've never heard. And that's hip-hop to me. It's like It's just, I was listening to Pharaoh Month last night. Mick, you got to check it out. It's a good channel, and Chuck and them got it going. It goes 24 hours a day. Yeah, it's a good channel. But yeah, thanks for the support down there in Australia. Maybe you'll be the first one to break in the United States. Just keep at it, man. Keep it lyrical.
Always, man. Always.
Peace.
I love you, Ice-T.
Who is this?
Yo, that was my mother's.
Moms comes out the woodwork. I love you, Ice-T. That's cool. Gotta keep mothers. Mothers make it the best. You are the last phone call today on the Final Level podcast. Who is this?
This is Angela calling from Seattle.
Okay, what's going on, Angela? What do you want to talk about? This is Ice-T.
Sure. So, sorry, it just beeps and then there you are. So, kind of surprised me there. First of all, huge fan. You are just so amazing as far as the connection that you put out there with your fans is amazing. There are so many celebrities that seem so out of touch with the people that are here to support them. And time again, you, whether it's to your music fans, your SUV fans, just a proud member to follow you on, be a member of the Final Level Twitter gang.
That's right.
Just
well, you know what? You know what it is? It's like I tell people I'm as normal as you'll let me be. And, the people that follow me on Twitter, I never attack people. I don't say nothing negative. I mean, we have fun. We tell a few jokes here and there. But, I try to also give you strength. I mean, I let you see sometimes people do, say negative things. And some people say, oh, you shouldn't show that. But I'm like, yeah, I want y'all to see what a normal person like myself that's in the game, what we deal with on a daily basis. And with that, you want to remain cool. You don't want to forfeit your love for your fans because it's the few idiots that are out there. So I try to just show respect because, celebrities say it all the time, but if y'all don't like us, we're done. So if you don't watch SVU, the show goes off the air. If y'all don't buy my record, I don't make more records. So you definitely need to treat your fans with as much respect as you possibly can. I don't understand why celebrities get arrogant and, they start believing they're special and that's the end of them. I've been around almost 20 something years now, almost 25 years doing this. So I try to be as nice as people will let me be.
Oh, I think you're being a little humble there. I think that there's those that really distance themselves, those that put on a nice front, and then there's a handful like yourself that almost welcome you with a hug and want to share your world with us, and we appreciate it. And know that there's a lot of people that, on Twitter and in the media that will, it's a platform to say whatever they want to you, but just know that for every negative person that's out there that you have, hundreds of people that are supporting you and loving the connection that you give us. And SVU, oh my goodness. I mean, there may have been a time where I would not have had the type of respect and connection to Ice-T of all people if it wasn't for a show like SVU, and you're just a tremendous asset to that show. Sometimes it's hard to figure out, like, oh, who would we hate to lose next? But I hope that you know that show, that changes people's lives. And,
absolutely.
It just makes going to work some days. But, when I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and SVU is still on, which thankfully it's almost always on, there's no show when you're home alone. And it sounds crazy that SVU would be the show that makes you feel safe.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, though, because SVU, I got on the show, and I really wasn't aware of how much it really touched people. And then you start to meet survivors, and you start to meet people that, have gone through these things, and you realize the show has a real social impact, and, respect that. Then you also have the problem of, okay, well, that's for you. And then you've got your other life. I got my rap life. I got my rock life. And a lot of times people don't get it. They really believe that I'm a detective on TV. And so I kind of sometimes have that fight where I'm trying to say, hey, look, that's the show. And I do feel about that. But over here, I'm having fun. And over here, we're having a joke. And I think that's the dilemma of any artist, to try to give people the real. And that's why the podcast helps, because you get to honestly talk to me and you get to hear me talk, not a scripted line. And, at the end of the podcast, you say, he's an asshole, or I like him, I get him. And so that's one of the reasons I do this. Helps kind of bridge that other gap of between reality and the fantasy. But thank you very much for calling in. You'll definitely be on the podcast because this was a great phone call, and we'll be playing this on Tuesday, the 10th, okay?
Well, I appreciate that. Bye.
All right, peace. All right, Mick. So, hey, this is the 12th podcast. I'm having a good time. I can't really wait to take this podcast out on the road. I think we'll probably do one more here in the city before we actually have to get on those tour buses, and we're going to figure it out. We don't even really know how we're going to do it, but we're going to figure it out. I think we're just going to set the podcast up on our tour bus, and then we'll bring some of the bands in. We'll bring people from Korn, people from, Avenged Sevenfold. We'll bring all these people in, and we'll just interview them and have some fun with it.
Fun, baby.
Anything we want to talk about on the sign out?
Ice. After all the things that you have done with the Universal Zulu Nation and Africa Islam and Africa Bambaataa and myself, on June 14th, that's Saturday, this is going to take place in the Bronx. The living legends. Ice-T will be honored as one of the board directors of the Universal Hip Hop Museum. That's being set up in the Bronx, the first of its kind. Ice has done so much for me, Africa Bambaataa, Africa Islam, and the Zulu Nation itself. We're honoring him to be on the board of directors in the Bronx.
Can people come out to that?
Yeah, it's free. This is going to be free. This is going to be free. It's going to be hosted by Uncle Ralph McDaniel. Y'all might know him from Video Music Box. This is on June 14th.
Where?
And the location will be at 134th Street and Lincoln Avenue in the Bronx, New York. It's going to be the largest outdoor block party. It's free. F-R-E-E.
Who's performing?
Performing will be Africa Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force.
Dope.
The Grand Master Melly Mel himself.
Dope.
Sticky in the Hood, Shake What Your Mama Gave You. Curtis Blow.
Oh,
These
wow.
are the breaks. And it's about basketball going down. And guess who's going to be the DJ? The one who invented the scratch, Grand Wizard Theater. Saturday, June 14th. Showtime is going to be 4 o'clock. It's free. It's on a Saturday. It's located at 134th Street and Lincoln Avenue in the Bronx. And Ice-T will
be crazy.
Ice, you're going to be honored a board of directors position on the Universal Hip Hop Museum.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be there, and it's all love. You know what I'm saying? And this show today has been incredible. I'm really happy with what's going on with the podcast. Like I say, this is giving me a place where I could just run my motherfucking mouth, and you can either love it or hate it. But please tell a friend about the podcast. Our numbers are consistently growing, I mean, there's really nothing else to say. I'll see you at the concert. I'll see you on tour. I'll see you on Twitter.
And I'll see you in the Bronx.
We'll see you in the Bronx.
Hey, yo, Iceberg, you know who we missing this week?
John Daly didn't show up.
You know why? You know why?
Why?
He getting married.
Yeah, I heard he's having a bachelor's party, man. So, he's out there. Probably.
He's not at Ralph's getting.
No. He's getting married. So hopefully, if he's having his bachelor party, he's not ruining his marriage already. You know what I'm saying? Taking it a little bit too far. But we want to send big congratulations out to John Daly on his upcoming wedding.
Yeah. That's a good look, though, John. We miss you too, baby. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. All right?
Mick's married. I'm married.
Yeah, I'm definitely married.
I'm married.
My wife.
Yeah, I've been married 13 years. It's a good look. If you marry the right person.
Yeah.
That's the
trick.
Don't
put you know when you marry the wrong person, when you put the ring on the wrong finger.
Yeah.
All right? So
that's
be
the
careful.
trick. People always want to know, what's the trick? You got to marry the right person. That's the trick.
Hey, yo, John Daly, man. We catch you when you come off that honeymoon, man. We hope to see you in about 2 weeks or hear from you in 2 weeks. Listen, man, what I want to say before we leave, speedy recovery from my man,
Tracy
Morgan. Let's go.
We love you, man. Peace.
That's how I'm living. 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 That's how I'm living.